Hi, friends. Welcome once again to the Ebb and Flow Show. I can be heard on KUBU FM, where you can be you, the voice of Sacramento. On your radio dial, it's located at 96.5 in Sacramento. And if you're streaming on the web, it's at www.accesssacramento.org. Right now, I'm on YouTube, and we finally have spring in the air. Welcome to the Ebb and Flow Show once again, where we engage in theoretical, philosophical, or theological discussion so that we might change and grow. My name is Tracie'e Dee once again, and I'm your host of the Ebb and Flow Show. And we've been talking about the human abilities within the laws that govern our world. In the Bible, these laws are known as the keys of the kingdom. Others know these laws as the laws of nature, and still others know these laws as universal laws. But it's important for you that you know these laws are at work and affecting your life, whether you know it or not, whether you want them to or not, or whether you choose to align yourself with them or not. In this segment, we will be discussing how to get some light into those dark areas, getting breakthroughs, friends, and we'll be incorporating the law of cause and effect. Well, I'm fairly new to California from Nevada, and for the past 2 months, I've been desperately in need of a tune up for my car. And I mean, I've been asking around, searching as I traveled en route to other destinations. Well, on my way from the studio the other day, I finally decided to end my search and use my Google's map on my iPad to locate the nearest shop to me. Well, it took me to a destination not far from where I was, and three things were wrong with this site. First of all, the distance from my home. Second of all, my appointment was then set for 4 hours away from the present time. And third, the price was high. Grudgingly, I did take the appointment as this service was long overdue, and I drove home on a very familiar road that I drive every day. Um, I at least take this road several times weekly. I mean, at least 7 times. And I turned and I saw this large sign that said Audubon Tune Up. I had never seen that before, friends, and I turned around and inquired to find exactly what I was looking for. It had been there the whole time. Friends, I have an age-old saying, and that is, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. That's how we live our lives. A majority of us live our lives. All the answers that we're seeking are right there in front of us, but remain hidden until we're able to see them or willing to see them. And that's why I talk so much about the laws that govern our world, because they affect us whether we can see them or not, whether we care or not, whether we are aware or not. But if we're aware and we choose to align ourselves with them, we can live a life full of, and here it is again, harmony, balance, and fulfillment. Okay, let me begin by talking about the law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect is an important topic of discussion because this is the law that states that for every effect, there is a definite cause. Likewise, for every cause, there is a definite effect. So your thoughts, your behaviors, your actions all create specific effects that manifest and create your life as you know it. PositiveToolbox.com states that, and I quote, the good news about the universal law is that of cause and effect is that if you don't like the effects in your life, you can change them. And if you do like the effects in your life, you can keep them. What I mean is that you have the power to control what happens in your life. What you need to understand about the law of cause and effect is that you can look at your life and track back to the events of your life that have created your current situation. You can examine your past thoughts and feelings and actions and determine if the outcome of these things is in fact what you want. If the outcome of these things is not what you want, then you have the power to change your thoughts, friends. your feelings, or your actions to create the outcome that you desire. Everything in your life right now is the outcome of something you put into motion at a previous time. Whether good or bad, the events in your life are under your control. No one else controls your life, friends. As we spoke of in last week's show, it's all you. Galatians 6:7 states it this way: do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. But here's the good news, friends. Whenever we make corrections to a mistaken belief or behavior or consequence arose from a mistaken belief, will be changed automatically. Many people entertain beliefs without questioning them. These beliefs may have been handed down to them as formalities or traditions or doctrines, and we think, oh, my family's always done it this way. We think because they were handed down from our family that they are true, and that we're not really ready to examine them closely because they must be true. Hence, misconceptions continue to mar people's lives in ways that they don't even realize. And even if they do realize it, they find it difficult or are afraid to change behaviors because those behaviors have helped them to survive. Our belief system is always shaping our opinions and attitudes about ourselves and the world around us. Sometimes we fall into self-defeating beliefs that negatively impact our lives. Fortunately, there are ways to overcome negative thinking and mistaken beliefs. Breaking through and changing our self-defeating belief system begins by recognizing its role in our lives. We can educate ourselves of mistaken beliefs and start noticing them when they pop up in our lives. Once we begin to identify the most prevalent faulty beliefs, we can start to notice what situations seem to trigger them. Beginning knowledge gives us a foundation for change in our lives, friends. Let's begin to test our self-defeating thoughts by examining if there's much truth in our views. For instance, we may be fighting a faulty belief about aging. We may be feeling rejection from family or friends. We might feel that we have to be a certain weight. We may complain and hold on to faulty beliefs of feeling sick all the time. By continually confronting our mistaken beliefs, we can begin to replace them with new ones that are more realistic and help to bring, here it is again, harmony, balance, and fulfillment to our lives. Once again, this is Tracie'e Dee, and this is Ebb and Flow. It's a commentary broadcast so that we might change and grow. You can email me at sharppresident01@gmail.com for questions, comments, or even to request a topic for future discussion. And we are talking about breaking free from faulty mindsets, and cognitive-therapy.org defines some of the faulty thinking as the following. One thought pattern is all or nothing thinking, that I have to do all things perfectly because anything less than perfect is a failure. That's faulty. Disqualifying the positives. Life feels like one disappointment after another. Not looking at the positives. That's faulty. Negative self-labeling. I feel like a failure. I'm flawed. I'm stupid. If people knew the real me, they wouldn't like me. That's faulty thinking. I call it stinking thinking. Another faulty thinking is catastrophizing. If something is going to happen, it'll probably be the worst case scenario. Everything is a catastrophe. That's faulty thinking. Trying to mind read, friends. I can tell people don't like me because of the way that they behave or the way they look at me. And I know I don't like them already. Well, that's mind reading. That's faulty thinking or stinking thinking. Here's another one, should statements. People should be fair. If I'm nice to them, they should be nice back. That's faulty or stinking thinking. You'll be disappointed at your stinking thinking every time. Here's another one, an excessive need for approval. I can only be happy if people like me. If someone is upset, it's probably my fault. That's faulty thinking. Disqualifying the present. I'll relax later, but first I have to rush to finish this. That's faulty thinking. Dwelling on pain is also faulty thinking. If I dwell on why I'm unhappy and I think about what went wrong, maybe I'll feel better. Alternatively, if I worry enough about my problem, maybe I'll feel better. That's faulty thinking. Another one is pessimism. Life is a struggle. I don't think we're meant to be happy. I don't trust people. If something good happens in my life, I usually have to pay for it with something bad. That's faulty thinking. Well, let's discuss, first of all or nothing thinking, friends. If your performance falls short or perfect, or if you see yourself as a total failure. What about the thought, if you can't say anything smart, don't say anything at all? Or what about keeping up with the Joneses, or thinking you have to live up to a certain lifestyle, or you're not successful? Or what about men who have the most toys? And here's one. If you don't have a companion, then we think no one loves me. I could go on with those stinking thinking, friends. The more we polarize our thinking, the more likely we are to become depressed. Because any extreme of the all or nothing thinking overstimulates the positive or negative emotions so much more than just being in the middle. Statements like, I'm stupid, or she's so perfect, or I knew I wouldn't win, oversimplifies life and causes mass mood swings. I always say never let your highs get too high or your lows get too low. And the reason for this is the same reason that we work out at the gym, to increase our muscle mass, friends. We're giving too much exercise to the highs and too much exercise to the lows. Unfortunately, that's where a lot of people live, with extreme sports on the uprise and overstimulating themes in restaurants to boost sales. Just remember, to every high, there's a low. For a healthy emotional lifestyle full of harmony, here it is again, balance and fulfillment. It's not more of exercising the extremes or positive thinking that we need, but more balanced emotions, friends. In the Bible, Isaiah 40:4 says it like this: let every valley be lifted up and every mountain and hill be made low. Every religion they have a practice in the act of quiet meditation or Tai Chi, while still others may try to control their anger. But it is our day-to-day conversation that we have within ourselves and with others that we should monitor on a regular basis. And I can say that again. It's our day-to-day conversation that we have within ourselves, what we're telling ourselves and what we believe within ourselves, and what we tell others that we should monitor on a day-to-day basis. Again, for a healthy emotional life full of harmony, balance, and fulfillment, it's not more of exercising the extremes of positive or negative thinking that we need, but more balanced emotions. Once again, this is Ebb and Flow. And we'll be coming up and revisiting our topic of getting breakthroughs in our next show. This is Tracie'e Dee, and you can catch me once again on accesssacramento.org every Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. And this is Pacific time. So that we might, what? So that we might change and grow. You've got it. And thank you for joining me this week. Join me again next week. Bye-bye.